Hey, what's going on, working class hustlers? In this video, we're going to be talking about an app called Scoutify. Specifically, we're going to be talking about Scoutify 2 because they've updated it. So what Scoutify is, it's an app that comes as a part of a program called Inventory Lab, and you guys have been hearing me talk more and more about Inventory Lab. It's a software that I've gotten into as I continue to step up my game and get better at the business side of working Amazon, and also in the streamlining as well, because you have to get better. Your processes have to be better. So that's a lot where software and tools can really come in handy for you. You know, it's about getting better, getting streamlined, being more efficient as you continue to work as a working class hustler, meaning you have a job and you got other things to do. So you have to think about being efficient, and you also have to think about knowing your numbers and understanding what's going on with your inventory. As you get bigger, it becomes more and more of a challenge. Let's take a quick look in my Seller Central account just to look over a couple of things. So as you can see, today is June the 17th. The year is 2020, and so far we've had 41 orders for $899. I think that's 91 cents. And for the last running total of 30 days, we've got $17,001.45. And I'm always showing you guys what's going on in my back office. No matter what, my numbers go up, they go down. And if you look at the last 7 days, you can just kind of see at each tick mark the revenue that's been coming in per day. And here yesterday we dropped down, but of course you can see how we've done today. We're actually doing pretty good there. Give me 1 second. It looks like my Seller Central account timed out on me. It always wants to do that, it seems, right when I'm recording. We are back in my account and nothing has changed there. So what we're going to do is just to show you the importance of learning tools and implementing tools. If you look in my business reports, and we're looking at what we've done in terms of revenue so far this month. If we look at last year, by the end of the month, this was the number of units we had sold, and this was the amount of revenue that we had done, and we're already at that at just over halfway through the month. So let that be a lesson unto you. Use your tools, measure, always measure. That's why, guys, I'm always showing you my numbers. Pretty much each and every episode out here, I show you, and they go up, they go down. It's very dynamic, and it's not fair to just show you when things are going good. You have to understand this is a business. That means things are in constant flux, moving, and that's when you're learning, that's when you're growing, that's when you're being challenged to be your very best. So let's get into the actual software, because not only are we going to talk about the app, that's what I really want to show you, but just to understand that comes as a part of Inventory Lab. In other words, Scoutify, that's something that you get only when you have the entire software, but you would want the software. Now here we're looking at the month of June. They kind of have it a little weird how they do it. So the way I like to do it is to go quarterly. June falls in the second quarter. We'll view that, and here you have a better understanding of what I actually take home in profit. Okay, so not just the income, not just the revenue. We want to know what kind of profit. Let's look over just a few things. Actually, if you look along the top margin here, you can see it's really not that much that you have to learn. It's kind of straightforward. And for example, here you have your dashboard where we were looking at our quarterly income and profit, or you could do it by daily, weekly, monthly, custom, whatever. And here you can use your research. Okay, so you have on your phone, the app is called Scoutify. In the software, it's called Scout. So here you would go to Scout, and here you could type in the ASIN, and I'm just going to show you an example of a product that I actually sell. I don't mind showing it to you. And just for the sake, I'm pretty sure we pay about $10.70 or something like that. Let me see if I can get that number right in there. And yep, that's about, because we do about 30% return on investment, and the software will tell you right away, and it shows you in a graph format what your profit is, what your return on investment, and then that's important, guys. So you have to know your business plan. Mine, I'm okay with 20% or higher. So this is one thing you can do. And then we're really going to look at list and prep. That's where you add your products. And this is the tip I want to show you, but we'll get into that. Also, you have your inventory, both FBA and merchant fulfilled. You have a lot of accounting, guys. There is a lot here because that is so important. Okay. You can look at your sales, your merchant sales, your refunds, reimbursements, other income that you can put in that you want to account for, inbound shipping. What did it cost you shipping that FBA into the warehouses? Mileage you can keep up with when you're out doing retail arbitrage. You really should be keeping track of your mileage. That is deductible. You want to take advantage of that. And I'm guilty of not doing it myself. That's something I'm going to get on myself. Then you have your other expenses, like, for example, the cost of your software. You may be using tactical arbitrage. You may be using whatever it may be. Disposition management. How do you want your inventory dealt with, for instance, if it's damaged or unfulfillable or whatever? And then you have all types of reports, your velocity reports telling you how products are moving. Supplier profitability. For example, you have different suppliers. Which ones are the best? Which ones are giving you the best profitability so that you could focus on that? Which categories are giving you the best profitability so you can focus on that? Guys, you got to double down on what's working. Okay. Same with SKU and ASIN profitability. I mean, there's all types of things there. Then this is all under your resources. And if you need support, you can go there. Now we're going to get into the actual software that would be on your phone. So, for example, if I can get my phone up, here's what happens when you download the software. Now, these keys may not come out right because I'm chroma keying here, but here would be the icon for Scoutify. If we could get that to load, I don't know how well that's going to show, but we're going to go through some screenshots that I took to kind of give you an example of what things look like. So, for example, this is what it looks like on your phone. And this is a real product. I do sell Pop-Tarts. Guys, if you can get into Pop-Tarts, I encourage you. They do sell if you happen to be working in grocery. Now, look, here you have the image, and you're going to scan with your phone just like you would using the Amazon seller app. And I'll tell you, some people invest in those standalone scanners. If you're in books, that might be important, but if you don't do books, I'm here to tell you this scanner is much more sensitive. Even though it's the same phone, it just seems to work so much faster than the scanner, using your phone with Seller Central. I was about to actually invest in a standalone scanner, and fortunately for me, I started using Scoutify 2. There's no need. It is almost instantaneous. Now, here you have your ASIN. You have the target cost of the unit. Now, look at, here's your rank, but not only does it show you the rank, it also shows you the rank in relation to every other product in that category. That way you can kind of figure out the percentage, because some people like that as their business strategy. For example, maybe you only want to work with products that are in the 3% or 5% or less, whatever it may be. This will give you a better understanding of how that product ranks in every, against every other product in that category. And of course, you have that measurements and data like that. When you scan the product, it will tell you if you have some on hand. And as you get into replenishables, that's going to be more important. And then this area gets into your cost per unit, the list price on Amazon, your net profit, and look, right away, you can see your return on investment. If you're getting return on investment of, like I said, for me, with my strategy, I try to go for 20% or more. You're going to have your own. Here you can put in your sales tax. You can put in discounts. I get military discounts as a veteran at some places, whatever it may be. And now we're going to come over to another screen. So in other words, if you scroll down, I couldn't get everything in the screen, but when you come down, now you get your chart, your graph, okay, so that you can kind of see how much profit you're getting. You have a little more information, and from there you might want to do more research. So when you hit that research button, what's going to happen is you're going to see a screen that looks like this, and it'll say, where would you like to research? And you can go to different places, Camel, Book Scout, or eBay, whatever. Mine shows Keepa because I actually added that in. Maybe we want to make a video to show you how to add other websites that you like. For example, when I'm outsourcing, I probably never mentioned this, but right on my phone, I like to use tactical arbitrage. So maybe I should put tactical arbitrage out here, make a video about it, and show you how to do that. But anyway, from there, you might want to go ahead and add the product. So let me go back to my other screen. So if you see where it says add product, if you click on that, then what you're going to see is this area. So here's where you can make sure you have your cost per unit. If there was tax, you could put it in there. How many are you buying? Remember, you're at the store right now. You're at the store, you scan the product you're going to buy, and you basically, what you're doing is adding the products to a buy list. This is going to simplify everything, guys. Here you put the date that you purchased. If there's an expiration date, which there actually should be on there, I didn't get that in there for some reason. The supplier you would put in there, the condition, if there was a tax rate. This is the name of the buy list. It doesn't really matter as long as you can access that. This wouldn't be I was using an old list on that. And once you get to that point, then what you would do is, you see, so once you get there, you go add to buy list. And then what I want to show you is, so when you come down and you see that cart, there'll be a number in there. Now I think I have 10 products in my cart. What mine looks like is, you see that number 10 there, and then these are all the products, and then I would have to scroll down and look it's telling you the total cost of everything that I'm about to buy. And then what you would do is you would go ahead and click this arrow key, and when you do that, watch what happens. Now I'm going to actually show you on my phone. We're going to do this live and see if it works. So if you look at my phone, there's a buy list right there. And if you click on that buy list, you see how everything is showing now, all those products. Now, when you come down, you see that, remember that little arrow we clicked on? And then it's going to ask you, get this. And I know some of that's coming through because of the chroma keying that we're doing. Let me turn turn that down just a bit so that I could show better. But that's asking for your email address. We're gonna put an email address in there, and we're gonna send it, and hopefully we get that, because we're doing this live, guys. I don't know if this is gonna work, but it should. Okay, so watch this. Okay, so now we're in my email account, and here you can see Inventory Lab buy list. So here is just a little snapshot of that buy list. So what you would do at this point is go ahead and download it. And then from here, you want to open it up, and it'll open up in whatever spreadsheet you have out there. Now, the one I have, I think, is Open Office or something like that. So here's what I want you to do. Be careful, because what you want is separated with comma. Sometimes by default, your spreadsheet software may also have space in there, and you see it's gonna ruin the formatting, and then you'll have a problem when you come over to import. So we're gonna have it just as comma, and then watch what's gonna happen. We're gonna click OK. Your client's gonna open it up, and you see all of your columns. You've got your ASIN, you've got your title, you've got your cost per unit, you've got your list price, your quantity, your purchase date, the supplier, the condition, if it had sales tax, and if it had an expiration date. I mean, that's everything that you could possibly want. Now, I want you to think about this, guys, because this is really, really important, especially for the people who've been doing this for a while. You're past the point where you need to prove to yourself that it can work and all of this. You're working, but you have to think, a lot of times you know how to do arbitrage. You know how to do online arbitrage retail, and you're not doing it, not at the level that you want. One of the main reasons why is because you don't feel like doing it. It's a pain in the butt. You have been outsourcing 4, 5, 6 hours. When you get home, you don't feel like going and inputting all of this data one by one to list and start prepping the products. Okay. And then tomorrow, you're tired, you're hungry, you don't feel like doing it. So imagine not having to do all of that. Now think about it. Some of you might say, well, I have an assistant that does that or whatever. Okay, I bet your assistant would appreciate not having to input all of this stuff directly. You know, we all have heard the saying, time is money. We all want to say time is money. This is where you start acting like it, because if you have an assistant and they can streamline things and don't take as much time, then it's not going to cost your business as much revenue, which means your bottom line gets better. So there's no way around it, guys. If you want to get better, one of the main things you're going to have to focus on is streamlining your processes. So what we're going to do from here is go ahead and save the file. Okay, so we're going to go save as. And in my case, I have a folder that I've created, named it Inventory Lab, subfolder buy list. And don't worry about the name. You could rename it here if you wanted to, but that's fine, because I know that's the only one in the folder. So I'll click save. Now we have it. Keep current format. Now watch what we do from here. From here, we're going to go over to Inventory Lab, and here's where it all happens. In Inventory Lab, it's a little bit different than the way you prep in Seller Central, and it's so much better. So here you go, list and prep. That's the way the process works over there, and we'll get into that. But watch this. This is normally what you would do is over here you would enter the ASIN, and then it's going to look in the entire Amazon catalog, or if it's already in your batch, but in most cases it would be checking, and then you'd have to pick the right one and all of that. Watch this. You're going to go new batch, and then this window is going to open up, and here is where you would select the file that you're looking for. Now remember, in Inventory Lab, buy list, and there it is. Okay, and now you saw that populate. And so then we're gonna, in my case, I label all of my stuff. Now by default, when you use this method, it's gonna default to providing box content. I don't do that. So then that's off for me. Your min and your maxes, that's something to do with whether that would have to do with, like, if you're using a repricer and stuff like that. But watch what happens. Now we're gonna go to processed by list. Okay, now here is where it's just showing all of the fields. There should be nothing that you need to change here. Everything is already properly mapped for you. So then you go next, and now look at that. Everything is already out there, and the system already knows. Now when this says already in inventory, what that means is this ASIN is already in your inventory. It's not saying that there's physical inventory out there. What it's saying is you don't need to create a new listing, right? So it's already in the inventory. So what that means is I'm actually replenishing these. So I would go replenish. Watch what happens. You see how that's grayed out there? The same thing with this one. I would go replenish, and now we can move on to the next step. And from there, you know, you would go through the more steps, which we'll probably get to in another video at another time. But think about this, guys. Look at all of this work already done for you just in a matter of clicks. That is what's going to keep you motivated and keep you moving forward. You're going to do the things that you need to do, because when you're automated, when you're streamlined, you feel great and you want to do things. All of this was inputted at the time you were buying, so you don't have to do double work. Okay, to be successful, you don't have to be perfect. You can make mistakes every now and then. You're going to make them. Okay, and I'm not afraid to get in front of you and learn, because we're a family. We do this together. So hope that encourages you guys. There is a link to Inventory Lab down in the description if you want to give it a try. I think it's a 30-day free trial, and it's a real free trial, meaning you don't give a credit card. You can actually try the product. So if you decide to get it, let me know. If you got any questions, either connect with me or leave a comment. Either way, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell notification so that you can be notified. We upload every Thursday and Friday, and then we go live on Saturday. So you don't want to miss it, guys. It's free, and you'll always be in the loop, and you'll continue to grow. So let's get on to the next video for you. Probably something like tactical arbitrage would be good. We'll see you in the next video.